Well, my thinking now is that should this crack, all won't be lost. If it breaks in half, I think I can epoxy it together where at the break, and in the event it doesn't break apart, maybe I can do the cactus juice thing. Now, I had thought of that last night, and also one of the viewers mentioned it this morning, and hopefully the cactus juice would stay in the crack. However, once again, I'm scared to cut it, and I'm just wasting time here. So maybe I should just man up and cut it and get it over with. Okay. Now, of course, those aren't going to want to stay there. However, I'm thinking that if I make the cut, like the cut that's going to go this way, if I make it a little bit more off to this side, then I can sort of avoid this crack a little bit. And, I'll be able to, well, I think you know what I'm trying to do here. In other words, if I go right down the middle, then the end, this tube here, for instance, is going to be up against the crack here, or a lot closer to it. But if I can move it in a little bit like this, so in other words, I have the cut right here instead of right there. Well, like I say, I think you know what I'm trying to do here. Now, normally pen blanks are 3/4 inch square, so that's going to work out okay, because obviously I don't need a 1 inch square pen blank. So let's say I was to adjust it to 3/4 of an inch. Okay, yeah, that should work out okay. Another 3/4 of an inch, I think it's going to be okay. So I'll cut it 3/4 of an inch this way, then another 3/4 inch piece right here. It'll avoid a lot of this crack. And if it doesn't break, well, bonus. Okay, we're set to 3/4 of an inch. This shouldn't be too complicated. That's pretty close. Well, I said I show my mistakes, so I may as well show this one too. Just trying to figure out what went wrong there, and I think I got it figured out. When I was holding my push stick, I was sort of pushing down on the bottom. I think it sort of flipped it up, and then it caught. Well, I think I can still salvage this. If I had been using my fingers like I wanted to, this might not have happened, but then on the other hand, I might have cut my finger. Yeah. The reason I was using a push stick is because I didn't want to hear the whining about using my fingers. Now we've got this piece, and it's surprising, this piece right here, it didn't break at the crack, and it received quite a blow there. So I think we can still salvage most of this. because the piece that broke off was the piece I couldn't use anyway. So I think I can probably salvage a lot of this. See what happens here. Now you know, for about 3 years I've been planning on making a sled for this bandsaw. Maybe now I'll make it. Now I guess a lot of you woodworkers like me realize that half of the problem, maybe even more than half the problem, is the grain is running this way instead of this way. Which means that even though I do get these cut up, and even if it doesn't break, and I get a blank, you know, like this, it's going to make it hard to turn, because I'm going to be turning against the end grain instead of the side grain. But I'm going to give it a whirl, see what I can do. Yeah, do the best I can anyway. So I'll see if I can get this piece cut now without it flying apart on me. Well, I might be able to use this end here. Well, let's see what I can do with this piece right here. Well, this one, I might get 2 pieces out of that. I'll get this end here, which will be good enough for 1 pin. This one here, it's going to have that little bit of brown there, but that's alright, I guess. This one here, I don't know if I can use that at all, except for maybe a very short blank, or for maybe a segmented piece eventually. Well, we should get, I'm guessing, 2 pens out of it. Now, like I say, I'm going to be turning against the end grain here. I'm going to want to make sure that my chisel is as sharp as possible, or I'm going to be chipping pieces out as it turns. do the best I can.